Hi friend, I'm Angeline. Just a quick note before we get started. I wanted to show you a new item that I just made and put in my Etsy shop. It's a bell, a Huichol bead art bell that you can hang and is a beautiful decorative item. It's beeswax and pine pitch pressed onto a ceramic form, and then I press tiny glass beads into it and basically paint with beads. This is the style of the Huichol of Mexico. It's an ancient traditional style that has evolved into this kind of art, this painting with beads art form. It is originally, however, a kind of mandala making. It's a Native American mandala making. And do you see the center of the flower? The center of the mandala is the eye of God. It is the place where the spirit meets the divine. And in the case of the Huichol, it's through peyote. And this represents the peyote flower. We have the royal eagle, which has a close connection with the creator and the sun, which just brings all creation to us. Everything we can bring much of just what exists to this one image. We also have rays of the sun, which gives us all of our abundance, all the things we need to grow into, things that we need to eat, and just our very life breath itself is in the sun. And we have water, which is essential for life. That's all the symbolism in this bell. It's not just a decoration, it actually has a lot of really beautiful and ancient meaning in it. And I am putting it in the shop for Christmas. It may be a lovely gift for someone you love. So thank you for listening, and now we'll get into our twin flame mirror healing reading. We're going to use as a centerpiece for our reading this recreation of a petroglyph that's carved in the rocks in Utah. It's a depiction of creator twins, which are fundamental to all creation stories worldwide and amongst the Native Americans of the Southwest. And what I'm going to do is you make this side represent the feminine and this side represent the masculine, because on this side we have the mountain sheep that have horns, and on this side we have the mountain sheep with no horns. And so that is our indicator of which side should be masculine and which side should be feminine. And that's all we need to know. Also, just for fun and because it's amazing, I stole this from my friend Angus. Isn't it amazing? He doesn't know that I have also bedazzled it. He does know I stole it. He thinks that I borrowed it, but he's wrong. I'm going to keep it forever. And but don't tell him I said that. Okay, so what we're going to do is use this as a divination tool to see if we can get some characters to show up in here to add a little bit to our reading. And we're just going to start with that. So let's tip it and let the sands tell us what they want to say. Let's see, do we want to follow any more than that? That's pretty good. Oh, look at the last minute. So for the masculine, oh, how interesting. For the feminine side, we have a mountain with an aquifer at the center. And it looks like a volcano too. It could be a volcano. Maybe she's not an aquifer. I think she's a volcano, because the last moment, this piece dropped out of the top, showing us that it's hollow inside and there's something inside that will come out. So either water is going to come out like a geyser, or lava is going to come out. At some point this has to come out. Or it could mean that she has already blown her top and this is the volcano going dormant and things drying up. On the masculine side, we actually have the reverse. Here we have him being more feminine. She's actually coming out more masculine because she's in the forceful position, and he's coming out more feminine, whereas he's a reservoir on this side of the mountain, holding the lakes, holding the water. He's actually got the aquifer over here. This big water goes deep. Still waters run deep. And if we're going to take this part over here as an extension of him, he's actually enveloping the feminine in whatever in this water, in this emotion. He's got her completely wrapped in the emotion. Now that I see that these are connected here, also I'll say that she's a geyser. She's not a volcano, she's a geyser, and she is connected to him through in the deep places. But there looks like there's some conflict right now between her mood, which is stubborn. She's an obstacle to climb. She's holding her emotions in, and he's free flowing and open and enveloping her in all of his emotion. So we'll leave that there, and we will get cards. This is at the heart of our reading. I pre-shuffled the cards, so we'll just give them a little shake. The feminine's energy that she is in right now. We'll get three. We'll get three just to kind of get an overview of the energies that she's embodying. She who guides, new path, guide, renewal. She who avenges, revenge, outcomes, and justice. And she who surprises, surprise, discovery, revelation. So the feminine is, it seems like she's actually in some kind of mission where she's trying to accomplish something hard. That could explain why she's coming out as a mountain. She's trying to perhaps discover a new path. She's trying to prove something to others. She's not exactly sure how this is going to turn out, but this is the state that she's in. And we're going to reading this as if this is just the feminine side of one person. The emotions that are being felt is a little bit of trepidation and difficulty about the situation that she's in and the path that she's pursuing. She's not how it's going to work out, but she's also, she who avenges is interesting because it feels like she's trying to balance some energies by taking this path. Like maybe people had told her, you could never do something like that, or she's feeling less than in some way. So she has something to prove by going out into the unknown and trying to find out if indeed she can do something like that. She's taking this new path with a purpose in her heart. The masculine's the doer. See, the feminine is the side of you who feels or experiences. The masculine is the doer, the thinker side of you or person that we're talking about. And he's coming out as beauty, fear, and altruism. Listen. So remember, these are actions or thoughts. What's on his mind and the actions he's taking are motivated by beauty, fear, and altruism. He may be trying to create a beautiful environment for his feminine who he wants to succeed. He may be worried that she won't succeed. And he's trying to be helpful in any way that he can with altruism. The reason I say that it's about her is because she's trying to scale the mountain and he's all wrapped around his mountain. If this had come out differently, I would say this had something more to do with his life, but because he's showing up as enveloping her in his emotion, it's clear to me that this is all about her. And if this is just you, you're trying to act with these principles in mind. You're trying to create something that is beautiful. You're afraid, and so fear is coming out in your actions. You may be taking action that are motivated by fear, and they may not be coming across in ways that you want. So that's something we should look at. And altruism, you're trying to be fair. You're trying to prove something, but you're trying to be fair about it and not hurt others in the process. Be conscientious about those around you while in the process of making these changes. So let's get some tarot. Let's talk about this fear. Let's find out what's going on in this fear. Oh, no, wait, let's not do that yet. Let's get one oracle that talks about a higher purpose that each of these could be focusing on right now, or Yeah, could be focusing on right now. A higher purpose they could be focusing on. In other words, an advice, something to bring into this dynamic. Higher purpose for the feminine is secrets. A higher purpose for the masculine is knowledge. So for the masculine, okay, we'll just keep it simple for now until we get the tarot. For the masculine, his pursuits and his thoughts should be focused on what brings him greater knowledge. And the feminine, how she should be feeling and experiencing this in an elevated way is through keeping close counsel. For example, if she's avenging something, maybe we don't talk about that as much. We just keep our intentions to ourselves and move forward, because if this is one person, altruism is a value in this situation, and it would cause her maybe to reveal all the motivations behind this new venture. All right, now we'll get some tarot. I want to look at that fear that's standing out to me. Actions that are focused on fear. The Three of Cups, worry over, cooperating and celebrating with others. The King of Wands, worry over being in charge of new passionate situations, having to strike out and master something, at its best. If this is new venture, it would be a fear of having to appear as if you know what you're doing and have some swagger, and a fear over success and stability in the situation. This makes sense. I'm trying to talk about this reading on two levels. I'm trying to talk about it as a one-person reading and as a two-person reading, the masculine and the feminine. I think that it's kind of boggling my mind to have to do both at the same time. So I'm just going to talk about this right now as a masculine and a feminine working in this dynamic, and at the end we'll do an extended as a level up portion of this reading to go into if this is you and your dynamic and how to marry these two energies within yourself. Okay, so the masculine is responding right now to all of these things that are going on inside the feminine. He's feeling her energy, and her energy is surrounding this endeavor that's challenging her, but she wants to do it. So he's acting with fear. He's not worried that she's going to succeed. He's worried that she's not going to succeed with the people she's working with. He's worried that she won't be able to level up to the challenge of leading in this capacity. And he's worried she won't succeed. Sorry, I had to take a drink. But the thing is that when he projects this to her, it isn't helpful, because he's projecting the fear through these. So he may be saying things to her like, you got to be careful. These people are really experienced. You got to be careful because you got to look like you know what you're doing. You got to be careful because what if it doesn't work out how you want it to? And those are negative input. That's not helping her succeed. It would be more helpful to prop her up and give her the confidence, instead of presenting to her all the ways in which she could fail. So masculine needs to be aware of that. I point that out. I highlight that part because the fear was the negative one that's up top here. And he's also really proud of her. He's trying to help her. He wants to know more about what she's doing, but he's putting this fear in there, which isn't helping. So we'll just tuck these up here. And what about her? What's she avenging? Because she's on a new path. She's on a path of discovery and revelation. But we've got this avenging. Ooh, what's this about? The Queen of Wands. She's trying to show up as somebody who is magnetic and drawing things to her. Maybe, again, these two look really similar, actually. These two have a similar energy. It's this kind of, oh yeah, Show me that I can't do this. Watch it come to me. You're gonna see. It's coming to me now because I attract everything. Okay, and there's been some sleepless nights over something that needs to be resolved for the feminine, and this is part of her motivation for wanting to do this. Also, the high priest. She wants to create a stable world under her own rules, where she's trying to match her spirituality within herself and be aligned with what she's doing by creating the new rules, a new world for herself through making her world align with how she feels in her soul. So that's what the avenging is about. There's been an injustice, and she thinks that there's been an injustice, and it's showing up here too. She wants to come across, she wants to make a new society kind of feeling, you know, like this is the new way we're doing it. And it's aligned with who I am spiritually, and watch it come to me because I am sure of how I want this to look, and it will come. Sorry about the sound of the plane. I like to work outside. I get the lovely sound of the birds, but I also get the airplanes. That's okay. All right, so that's what the avenging is about. Yeah, it's actually a pretty high vibe intention, with maybe being acted out in a little bit of a low vibe way, because it's avenging, not just, you know, doing for the love or something. So let's get some words that the masculine wants to say. I can see why now she should be keeping secrets, because this is kind of, like I say, it's a low vibe. She's got some low vibe in here, which is why he's not helping by injecting fear. She's already got enough low vibe in this new path. She needs to keep that under wraps, because I think she even knows that the way she's going about this is, she's motivated by some negativity, and she doesn't want to spray that all over her new beginning. So she's right to keep it under wraps. She needs to elevate herself in this situation. Let's find out some advice for, let's get some advice for the feminine first, about how she might do that, how she might elevate her energy. The Queen of Cups, right, put some more emotion into it. Find the love. Experience the love in the situation. Instead of being so invested in the swords and the anger, invest in the love. It's always going to come out better if the love is the reason for the project. What else? The Fool, right. It's a new beginning, so treat it that way. It's a new beginning. It's whatever your motivation for starting a new beginning, it's still a new beginning. And that is how she will raise her vibration, is by finding the love and treating it as the new beginning it is, and not bringing old karma into it with her, or old baggage. Just start fresh. You want it to be new, you want to be the high priest in the situation, then be new and be a high priest. You know, don't bring all of your, you know, don't bring the ugly into it. So advice for the masculine. Sorry, masculines, but this really does seem to be a reading about the feminines today, and sometimes it just is. I've had readings where it's just about you, so that's the deal. All right, masculine, some advice. 7 of Pentacles. Just wait. It isn't something that you can control. This is an inner process. What the feminine is going through is very internal, and all you can do really is just wrap her in this beautiful emotion and wait. And be supportive, be altruistic, surround her with beauty and light. Okay, what else we got for him? Also the Prince of Swords. Okay, you can say what needs to be said, but don't expect it to manifest right away. In other words, if you feel like you have something to contribute, masculine, contribute that. but it doesn't mean that your advice is going to be taken. You just have to say what needs to be said and then watch the fruits manifest themselves. I like this. I think that this is where it needs to stop. And let's get some oracles for energies moving forward to close out the reading. The creation of light for the masculine, and for the feminine, rare knowledge. I'm going to actually read a little bit from the book about these. Masculine 19. When this card comes to you, you are currently being offered the grace of pure light, the ray of unconditional self-love, the vibration of compassion for the self and of self-awareness, without harsh self-judgment. You are available for your own soul, and you are tending the garden of the inner self. And within that garden, the lotus of peace and of the sacred is blooming. And as it petals open, you are showered with inner light. Enjoy the surrender to the beauty of your own self-love, and know that you are in turn bringing this light to others as it radiates out into the world from the deep and holy garden which flowers within. You will now care for yourself. You will create beauty, and you will bring grace to the world around you. Well, that aligns perfectly with this energy. So the masculine side is always trying to do, is always trying to solve problems, is always trying to take action. And this is, it's a lesson that masculines have to learn to nurture, to be selfless and generous. And that's what he's saying to do. Just be the water, be beautiful in and of yourself, beauty. Be altruistic, be selfless, and let that light shine on the feminine. That's how she'll be helped. That's how the masculine can elevate himself in this situation, and it's how it can help elevate his partner, the feminine. So rare knowledge. This card asks you to be open to making shifts and changes within your food sources, to become simple and to eat old foods that have been on the planet for a long time. This change will help you to be straightforward and clear about who you are, and this process will see you beginning to reveal more and more of who you are. And as you grow older, you will become an inspiration to others. This will be because your vitality and your clear and simple wisdom will be a kind of beacon to others. You'll be a person whom others feel is heartfelt and warm, calm and tranquil, yet highly impactful on the life of others, simply through your focus and your wisdom. All of the simple things, when this card comes, are the way through to higher wisdom. That's fantastic, because the feminine's advice was to find the love and to find the innocence in what she's doing. And through just stepping back into more organic energies will do that. Eating ancestral foods, eating things that come from the ground, drinking water, just simple things that humans have been doing throughout creation to sustain their survival and to create these big, beautiful brains that we have in our heads that enable us to do things like reason and interpret and infer and divine and, all the things that we're doing here right now. Those come from rare knowledge. It comes from intuition. It comes from just being in tune with the world. The feminine needs to ground herself in what's real and move forward with love and innocence into this new venture. That's the energy she needs to take forward from this reading. This has been fantastic. I hope that you got something out of this. We're going to move into the level up portion of this reading right now, which I'm going to just quickly interpret this as a one-person reading with a masculine side and a feminine side. So reading this as one person, the masculine side is the thinking and doing, the feminine side is the feeling and experiencing, internal, external. And what the feminine is feeling is that she feels an injustice. She's experiencing this need to make a brand new venture. It feels hard, it feels daunting, it feels like she has to bury her emotions and just be strictly in the practical of moving forward all the time. There is some negativity in how she feels. It doesn't feel like a beautiful, inspired new adventure. It feels more like something that needs to be done to right a wrong. And her advice is to feel, what are her emotions about this? If there's something she loves in it, find the love. Keep quiet about the negativity. The moon, the secrets. Keep quiet about the negativity. She knows it's there, but that isn't what she needs to be bringing out into the world about it, because it's not the high vibe part. To get out of that low vibe of the avenging, she needs to find the love in the project and treat it and pursue it. Interpret this project with innocence, to feel innocent and light about it and love doing it. That's the way she is to succeed. And how she can do that is by getting out of so much of the practical nuts and bolts in it and into the spirituality of it through better self-care and through keeping things simple. Keeping things simple. The Queen of Cups and the Fool are both about very, what can I say? They're pure. She's pure nurturing, pure emotion. The Fool is pure initiation, innocence, just moving forward no matter what. It doesn't matter, I'm going to move forward. I know I'll go off this cliff, but maybe there will be a fun trampoline at the bottom. It's just innocently moving forward, not worried about so much, having more fun. Now, in the doing, you are doing things with fear as regards how you're going to interact with others, how you're going to take charge, how you are going to, if you will be successful. Fear surrounding those areas. You're moving. You think this. You're thinking it's a beautiful beginning. You're doing your best to be fair and altruistic in your actions, but this fear is coming across, and that could be hindering you. What might help you deal with that fear is to seek more knowledge about what you're doing. Learn as much as you can about what you're doing. Actively learn about this topic that you're pursuing and use it. Use the new information. Speak what's true, tell the truth. However, know that some things are secrets within you. The secrets are things that you keep inside. You speak the knowledge. You don't speak the secrets. Speak the knowledge, and then wait for things to show up. You don't have to know. You don't have to have fear, because you don't have to know how things are going to turn out. You wait for how things are going to turn out. You make your investment. You say what you have to say, and then you wait for things to manifest. I mean, you just can't harvest everything all the time. Things take time to grow. Moving forward, how in your actions, what you need to do is treat this as an endeavor that is feeding your soul. It's much like this. It's like the rare knowledge and the Fool and the Queen. You need to feel it in you that it's a new healthy beginning, and you also need to act like it's a new healthy beginning. You're creating light through what you're doing, which is good for you and it's good for everybody else involved in this project. And that's where we leave it. This is how you bring the two sides of yourselves together and make them work in harmony. It's how you bring the masculine and feminine into union in this situation. How you make them work together to blend and use the best of both sides of yourself in this situation. I hope it was helpful. Please visit me at angelinetarot.com, and may you walk in beauty.